Losing a job can be both a challenging and stressful experience, and contemplating a career change is often fraught with uncertainty. But fear not. Today we have executive coach Alistair Oberam and our very own Jay Miller here with us, recounting their inspirational journeys. Welcome, guys.
Thanks you so much for having us.
Jay, I'm going to start with you. You've had a shift and transition in your career, and you've also lost a gig.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
Oh, Zuraidah, in a sense, this is actually very triggering for me because that was probably one of the most challenging times in my life. Especially coming from a professional background, I lost my job very early in my career. So when I left university, I thought I had it all, and when I lost my first job, suddenly I had to face feelings of inferiority. I started doubting myself a lot. So it was quite challenging in that respect.
That's interesting. Do you feel like your degree was in some way meant to, anchor you for the rest of your life in terms of your career?
Yeah, I thought it was sort of something that would always carry me through.
Yeah.
I thought that it was a safety net. I thought that, once I get my degree, I wouldn't have to worry about a job loss again. So that was a great challenge for me.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you get to recognize that the world is full of constant uncertainty. Yeah. And I know that you navigated that too, Alistair.
I did indeed.
Your journey is somewhat different, but please do share it with us.
Thank you very much. And yes, it is slightly different. What essentially happened in my world is that after 25 years of being in corporate, in various positions of sales, team leader, team members, colleagues, leading teams, I decided to take the reins and go on my own, essentially make a career change, but with the tools that I'd gained from experience in the corporate environment, and go into a private enterprise and open my own executive coaching company called Mind Agility.
Wow. And what has that been like?
So essentially it's been fantastic. First of all, I think it focuses a lot more on my authenticity and my values. So that allows me to decide where I'd like to put my energies, put my devotion, and put my dedication, and live a more authentic and a life of more integrity.
I love that you're speaking my language.
Thank you.
Authenticity and value, those are the two words you use. I find that as we get older, that becomes more and more pronounced for us, and you want to be able to align your life with meaning and purpose. Are you finding that that's where you're at the moment?
Definitely. I had to really dig deep and look at what was it truly that I wanted to do with my life. And so I had to search into that place of authenticity and really lean into and trust those feelings and those resources that I had. And one of the ways that I sort of found myself coming out of that job loss is I actually found the National Youth Development Agency, and I took a chance at them. They offered a wonderful course on business management and simple things like writing a CV, how to write a business plan. And even though I didn't know where I was going, I knew that I had to lean into whatever was out there and available to me at the time.
What you're both talking about is that one word, and that's called courage. You both had the courage to do what you're doing now. Alistair, when you started your new gig, what gave you the courage to do that? Because it's often we sit in a situation and we dream about it, and
yes,
sometimes we dream about it for decades. It's just the doers that get to be able to take that next step and just begin. What was it for you that gave you that push?
100%. I think ultimately the philosopher Confucius says that a man has two lives, and your first life begins when you realize you only have one. So essentially, I think it got to that point, that pivotal point in my age and career, that I needed to be more authentic to myself. I was at the time coaching with a fantastic person assisting me through my transformation, and that inspired me to actually start sending a message to other people about being authentic, embracing your own values and belief systems, and engineering a life that you want with the outcomes that you would prefer,
yes,
as opposed to somebody else or an institution or an organization dictating that to you.
Well, Jay, tell me about where you are at right now, because you made that shift and now you are here, and I am assuming that you are healthy and happy.
No, for sure, Zureida, but it didn't come with without a lot of sacrifice.
Tell us about that.
So I found a mentor who mentored me through everything, and I think that is important. I took care of myself, self-care, self-love. Waking up in the morning, having those positive self-affirmations is just so key to enabling yourself to push through the difficult times. And you've got to make a point of doing that every single morning.
Thank you, Jay and Alistair, for your inspirational stories. And coming up next, we've got Dr. Justin Cohen, who's going to unpack the impact of a job loss on one's mental and emotional well-being. Then, on our social media, we'd like to know from you, what is your dream job? And remember to use the hashtag AfternoonExpress.